Hi, everyone. Bill Renchler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Wednesday. Wednesdays are the days that we do Crime Stoppers, and happy our schedules haven't. We've had a tough time kind of getting together, but
Summer's busy.
It is busy. Finally have Lancaster County Sheriff's Captain John Vik back in the studio. How have you been? Summer's over.
Great. Yeah, we're closing in on Labor Day here, so
Right.
Ready or not, here it comes. Fall temperatures, we'll take them.
It's been so nice.
Yeah,
It's been so nice.
yeah, and football this week.
Yeah, football tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow. That's exciting. So, again, usually Wednesday Crime Stoppers, it's like, hey, here's the crime, we need the person. But when we hang out with LSO, we kind of flip it on its head a little bit. We have the person,
Yes.
and we need some information. We have the person, we know what they did, and we need to find that individual. So just looking for tips here.
Yes.
Kind of trails gone cold a little
Yeah,
bit.
our Lancaster Lookout is a page where we have kind of Lancaster County's top 10 most wanted individuals. We have a fugitive task force that works out of our office that is staffed by members of the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, Lincoln Police Department, U.S. Marshal Service, a lot of other law enforcement partners, state,
whole
local,
crew.
Federal, whole group that do nothing other than try to find people that have committed violent crimes that have warrants out for their arrest, and their job, their task is just to go and find the worst of the worst and get them off the streets.
There we go. Okay, so the gentleman that we are talking about today, this is Patrick Fonfara.
Yeah. So
Farah.
Patrick Fonfara, he's got a felony Lancaster County warrant for assault by strangulation, and back in April 25th, the Lincoln Police Department was called to an apartment in the area of 54th and Randolph Street, or I'm sorry, 45th and Randolph Street, and there was a report of a domestic assault that was happening there. And during the investigation, it was alleged that Fonfara had physically assaulted his domestic partner during the midst of that, and actually strangled her to the point of unconsciousness during that incident. So very, very serious incident, serious crime. Domestic violence is just something that there's no tolerance for in our society for that anymore. But Fonfara fled the scene on foot before officers could ascertain what was going on, and he hasn't been found since. So our task force officers are out looking for him. The trail's gone cold a little bit, and we just need a little bit of help from the public to see if we could find Patrick Fonfara and bring him to justice for that crime.
And so the warrant for his arrest was issued early June, and so and this happened, late April, and now here we are, sort of end of August. So again, trail really has gone cold. Do you know, was he local, or is he kind of?
Yeah, he had a fair amount of law enforcement contact in the local area, and it could be that he's still here in town. It could be that he's moved on down the road a little bit, but we're sure somebody has probably had some contact with him. He's got some unique tattoos, a star there on the left side of his neck, and just somebody that we'd like to get off the streets and make sure that we can get him into court and get him in front of a judge so they can work through their case. And
Captain Vik, again, I know you just mentioned it. You have the whole crew of people where it's just their job to go kind of look for these individuals.
Yep.
You guys want tips, even if it's like, hey, I think it kind of has a general resemblance. You guys want to know.
We do, and LancasterLookout.com is a website where you can see that list that I was talking about earlier, and you can go and check out that top 10. It also has links where you can contact us on there, but you can also report information anonymously through Crime Stoppers, which you guys feature here a lot, and it'd be the same number to get a hold of Crime Stoppers, and that's 402-475-3600. But LancasterLookout.com is another good place that you can go to kind of peruse those yourself. And then we also have an LSO fugitive at lancaster.ne.gov email address, where you can email investigators directly, or you can also contact them at 441-7350 and speak with an investigator that way. But sometimes it's just a little tip, something belated. Hey, yesterday I saw this guy. Hey, I got a text message from this guy. You just never know what can help to locate these folks. We don't want people to approach them. Obviously, they're on the run and they're dangerous. That's why we're looking for them. So we want people to contact us, and that's what we get paid to do. And we've got folks that are out there every day, doing that hard work that the taxpayers pay them to do.
I am obviously not in law enforcement, but you tell me if I'm wrong. I would imagine there are very few times someone calls in that says he's here at this address wearing these.
every so often.
Pretty rare.
But outside of that, tips are great.
I would imagine it's the more innocuous things that is that final piece of information that you guys need.
It is, and again, sometimes it can be just a sighting. Sometimes it can be some sort of communication that you had with this individual. Sometimes it's even third hand. I mean, we'll take those tips. We don't need you to have seen this by yourself, but it's that mantra of see something, say something now, and we can work with that information. And again, it can be reported completely anonymously. You don't have to get involved other than just contacting us and helping us do our job.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so again, if anyone knows anything, thinks they know anything, reach out to, again, LSO or all those contact ways that we just showed on the screen there. Also, going to be a busy weekend for you guys, not only a holiday weekend, but you guys have your Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over
we do
campaign going on.
Yeah, and that campaign's been going on for the last week or so. It's going to continue through the Labor Day holiday, and we have extra deputies on the road, grant-funded overtime through the Office of Highway Safety to pay for extra deputies to be on the road, and they're looking for traffic violations, aggressive drivers, and obviously impaired drivers, and we want to keep the roads as safe as possible for people that are traveling for the holiday, traveling for football games, traveling for all the things that make fall in Nebraska great.
Yeah, I would imagine Highway 2 down to Nebraska City will probably get pretty busy tomorrow, starting tomorrow morning.
Yes,
as everyone makes their way down to Kansas City.
Yeah, and I think it looks like it should be a good day for football, good weather, all that stuff. So I hope that everybody travels safe on the way down there, and seatbelt's the best way to protect yourself and your family from serious injury or death if you're in a car accident. So just make sure we're buckling up.
Yeah, and then in those lines, I mentioned I wanted to ask. Obviously, we've had some motorcycle crashes in the news lately. You had Sam Cobb, our reporter Sam Cobb, had talked to you about that specific thing. But again, just another chance. I used to have a motorcycle, don't have one anymore, but it's such a fun thing to get out on the road and enjoy. But it's a dangerous hobby. Sometimes it's driver caused, sometimes it's not. But
I think that's the draw with a motorcycle, right? I mean, there's extra freedom that comes with that. It's exhilarating to be on a motorcycle, have the wind in your hair, that sort of thing. But we all have to take accountability when we're part of the reason that those things are fun to do is because sometimes they're a little bit more dangerous, sometimes they're a little bit more risky, and so we have to stack the odds in our favor when we're doing those sorts of activities. And when I was talking with Sam the other day, the thing that really comes up is we can't have motorcycle riders assume that other motorists see them. And that's that visual perception of being able to see someone on a motorcycle is not something that some drivers out there are always accustomed to looking for. Now we're deep into summer now. Hopefully people are used to seeing motorcycles on the road, but just never take it for granted that other car can see you. You really have to drive defensively, stack the odds in your favor. And again, just like a seatbelt in a car, even though the law says that there's things you can do to not wear a helmet now, just remember personal responsibility is important, okay? And a helmet is still the number one thing that can protect you from serious bodily injury or death in a motorcycle crash.
Dress for the slide,
yes.
not the ride.
Right.
So
worst case scenario.
I mean, that means leathers. Sometimes in the summer it's like, oh, just my shorts, but
yep.
Jeans, leathers, long sleeve jacket, stuff like that. So that way, if the worst does happen.
Yeah, and other obvious stuff. I mean, if it's going to be poor weather, probably not the best time to take the bike. Nope. Might want to think twice. If you're whatever you're out for the evening is going to take you into hours of darkness. Not only are you harder to see, but there's other things, especially this time of year, that jump out from the ditches, deer, animals, things like that. And so you always hope that you're going to have a nice, safe ride and enjoy yourself and come home in one piece. But you have to plan for the worst, and that usually involves just being super careful and wearing a helmet. You
guys don't have any motorcycle units at LSO, do you?
We don't. No. Maybe someday.
Someday. There you go.
Maybe. I mean, you said you're not in law enforcement yet. I think is what you meant to say.
Things could always change. I could be the motorcycle weathering LSO deputy.
We might have to talk about this.
I'm
Join LSO.com. We'll send you over there.
All right. Anything else top of mind for you at all?
No. Appreciate you having us on. Just hope that everybody has a safe fall. Be safe on the roads if you're going down to the game later this week. And if you have any information or tips on anybody on our fugitive list, we'd be happy to talk to you.
Awesome. All right. Appreciate your time, Captain Vik. Appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching as always. Hope everyone has a nice Wednesday.